What happens if your non-immigrant status expires while waiting for a visa? Imagine you're in the middle of your journey to stay in the United States legally, and suddenly, your permission to stay runs out. What happens next? If your non-immigrant status expires while you're waiting for a visa or a change of status, it can lead to serious issues. When your authorized stay ends, you start to accrue unlawful presence in the United States. This means you are technically staying without legal permission, which can cause big problems later on. The main thing to remember is that your legal permission to stay and work depends on your non-immigrant status, not just the visa stamp in your passport. Your status is usually recorded on your Form I-94, the arrival and departure record. If your status expires, USCIS, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, generally will deny any applications for extending or changing your status unless you can show extraordinary circumstances beyond your control. Examples of these might include delays caused by a government shutdown or a labor dispute. Even if USCIS approves your late application, it is not guaranteed. They will consider whether you have violated your status or been involved in removal proceedings. Leaving the United States after your status expires does not erase the violation. It is important to understand that re-entering the U.S. after an overstay does not reset your eligibility for certain immigration benefits like adjustment of status. Always check your Form I-90 for online after traveling. Sometimes errors happen, and your status expiration date might be recorded incorrectly. If your visa stamp has expired but your status is still valid, you can stay in the U.S. but cannot re-enter without a valid visa. This is a common point of confusion, so keeping track of your status expiration date is essential. For Black immigrants and others navigating these rules, understanding the difference between visa validity and your legal status is key. Overstaying can block future immigration options and make it harder to build a life here. It's always best to seek legal advice promptly if your status is close to expiring or has expired. Monitoring your Form I-90 for regularly helps avoid surprises and keeps your immigration process on track. In summary, if your non-immigrant status expires while waiting for a visa, you start to accrue unlawful presence, which can lead to re-entry bans of 3 or 10 years. Your visa expiration date is different. You can stay if your status remains valid but cannot re-enter without a valid visa. USCIS may deny late requests for extensions or changes unless you have a valid reason. Leaving the U.S. after your status expires does not erase the violation. Always check your Form I-90 to confirm your authorized stay. For Black immigrants, understanding these legal rules is vital to avoid complications and keep your hopes of staying in the United States alive.